Hello, 7th grade students. I hope that you're doing okay. Today I'm going to walk you through what we'll be doing for beginning Criterion A. Okay, so if we go to this assignment together, you'll be able to see that first you must watch this video, right? This video is the first thing that must be done. We are going, and then you'll begin working on our task 2, which is the research plan, creating your research plan for this unit. I need to explain to you why we're going to start with the research plan instead of starting with our task 1, which is explaining and justifying the problem. And we're doing that because I think it makes a little more sense, especially with this unit, to do some research and gain some background knowledge before you start trying to explain what the issue is and why you should help with it, so that way you have more information to use, more facts to use, and you can build a stronger justification and explanation for why you need to solve this problem. Okay, so let's get started. So after you watch this video, you're going to start working on your research plan. Your research plan you can access just through here. And in your research plan, you're going to fill in this research plan very similarly to how we've done before. Okay? You're going to indicate what theme or question you will research over here in this column. The source you will use, you should put a link to it and also say its name. So put the link and then the article called blank, right? And then you'll also say if the source is primary or secondary. So remember in design that primary and secondary sources are what we research, like us doing surveys, right? And then what somebody else has already done. So that is different from in your INS, it's different from other classes, but in design we say primary research is research we do ourselves. So if you're going to interview the family you're building the house for, so if you're interviewing your uncle's family, say for example, that would be primary research, right? Secondary research would be looking up a video about sustainable homes or reading an article about how to use sun panels, solar panels, things like that. After that, you'll explain why the topic is important to research. So why do you need to know this for this product? So I need to interview my family or my uncle's family so I understand the things that they need in a home, right? Or so I can build the best home possible for them, right? And then when we say maybe why we might need to research solar panels so that I can understand how solar panels can be used in a sustainable home so that I can use solar panels and solar power to help my family power the home, right? These things. We're justifying why we need to look into this. And then lastly, we're choosing a date. I would choose a date that is after this Wednesday and before next Friday. So after this Wednesday, which is March 18th, and before next Friday, which is March 27th, okay? So that's how you fill out this table. I'm going to show you an example of a good use of a similar table. Oh, you also need to prioritize which topics are the most important for you. That's another thing you need to do. I'm going to show you how that's done and an example from another student. So if we're looking in a strong research plan, so they've highlighted what they're researching, primary and secondary sources, why they're researching, and when they will do it, okay? So this student gives a strong explanation for why they need to do these things. All right, they've said which article they're going to read, and they're going to, and they've given a link to it, right? They've talked about how they'll do primary research, so I will interview people, right? They've talked about how they'll do secondary research. I will read this website. They've said which day they'll do it by, right? And they've said why they need to know these things. So that's all that you need to hit. Over here in this column, you can either put questions or you can put just statements, right? Just topics. So you can either say, how often do children read, right? Like this, or why, or just give consequences not reading can bring. So this is like a statement of a topic, and this is a question. Obviously, this is for another type of assignment, a different assignment, but this was a well-made research plan. Prioritizing is something new that you guys have to do now, and this is something that this student has done through highlighting. So they've shown the least important in yellow, average in red, and the most important in blue. So that's something that you can do as well. You can also rank prioritization with maybe numbers, or you can give colors like that person has done, but colors in rows. You can do a lot of different things to show prioritization of research. Okay? After you guys finish working on your plan for the day, what I want you to do is submit your process, okay, your progress. Just take the normal time we'd be in class, the 20, 30 minutes that we'd be in class, and I want you to work and do as much as you can, all right, and turn it in. I've given you some starting sources to help you with this, which are right here. This is a list of sources that can help you begin to construct your research plan, but you can use as many of these sources as you like. I encourage you to find even more though. So here's just a starting list of sources. I even found this documentary that I actually really like, but it's a documentary TV show on Netflix that talks about homes. If you have Netflix, I recommend watching this. It's really cool, and it'll show you all these different sustainable homes all around the world. Here's a lot of different topics that you can use. You do not have to use, but I think that these will all be helpful for you for the assignment, because we don't only need to understand sustainable homes and how to design a home, but we also need to understand how to do the types of sketches that we need to do and how to build the model of the home. So you're not only going to need to look into topics like sustainable home design and sustainable features, but also how to draw a house and how to make a model. Remember, these are just starting sources. You do not have to use all of these or any of these, but these are some to help you get started. I encourage you to find more. Please find more, but here's just few stepping stones to get you started. Then after you have, again, submitted your research plan or your progress for the day, which is right here, this is what you will submit today. This part here is what you will submit today. The second thing that I want you to do, or the third thing, excuse me, that I want you to do, is to create your own design journal for this unit that'll help keep you organized. So over here, you'll open this, and I want you to copy and paste the table that you've made today into here, right? So after you've finished making your research plan for today, you're going to copy over this with all the work you've done. So imagine that I filled this in, right, with a bunch of other things, right? I filled this in, and then I'm going to copy and paste that table and move it into here, okay? Just like that. You're going to do that so you can keep an accurate record of your work. Because we'll have to continuously turn things in on Google Classroom, I don't want you guys to lose the work that you want to be doing, right? I don't want you to lose your work because you've turned it in. Because remember, when you turn in an assignment, you lose access to it. So I want you to copy and paste the work you do each day into this so that you're not losing it, you don't have to constantly request access, and you have all your work in the same place. On Wednesday, we'll get together. We'll continue doing this. You'll continue working on your research plan, but I will host a Google Meet live class again, so you can ask any questions about creating a research plan. So you can just pop in and ask questions, but continue to use that time to work on your research plan. And then on Wednesday, you will submit a summative assessment. A formative assessment, which is of your research plan. So you'll just turn in your research plan, nothing else, just your research plan on Wednesday. And so you'll have today and Wednesday to work on building it. On Wednesday, you'll have a question and answer session with me, so you can talk to me face-to-face if you need to. You can always send me an email between now and then, or write a comment on one of these posts and I'll answer it. So what you're doing today is working on your research plan, submitting your progress, and then making sure that you put in your progress copied and pasted into your design journal for the unit, your personal template, so that you don't have to keep moving things in and out of Google Classroom assignments. And then that's all you're doing today. So you're submitting your progress for your research plan and making sure that you copy it over and create your own personal design journal here. You are not turning this in. This part here is just for you and to help keep you organized for the unit. Email me with any questions. Good luck, guys, and I will talk to you on Wednesday. Bye.